The Royal Rumbles in the rearview mirror were on the road to WrestleMania. And what an action-packed filled Raw we had to kick us off. I don't know if I'll get it all in this one short. And we kicked off in the heat of the action with Bron Breakker attacking everything in sight. This was similar to the cold opening from Over the Edge 2011. Really loved the urgency and the anger shown from Bron Breakker. Enjoyed Adam Pearce saying that he had a terrible showing at the Rumble, and LA Knight came out for the save. Adam Pearce being consistent and kicking LA Knight out of the arena. I imagine that's the last we'll see of him this week. Next up, we had Javon Evans having his rematch against Grande Americano. Originally, I thought they were just running the match back that got stopped the other week, but this was interfered with the original Grande Americano. I really like the Grande Americano angle they've got going on. I would have done it slightly differently, and I would have had Chad Gable return at the Rumble, and it not be 100% clear yet that he is Grande Americano. But I think this is wonderful, and it will lead to a match possibly at WrestleMania, possibly at AAA. Javon wins with the OG cutter. What a move. We then had a recap of the Rumble, highlighting Sol Ruka, highlighting Obafemi, highlighting Trick Williams, and highlighting Lash Legend. I think all four of them did really well at the Rumble, and I was pleased with the way they were all presented. I think you're looking at future Hall of Famers for all four. They also mentioned the Grammys and mentioned the 3 awards that Bad Bunny won and the 1 award that Jelly Roll won. But Michael Cole did say the 3 awards. That's a botch. Then my excitement rose as AJ Styles music played, but my heart sank when Gunther came out. I didn't like Gunther coming out at number 30 to lose at the Rumble. I thought it was a good opportunity to have him avoid the Rumble completely and be on a bigger mission. I didn't like that Gunther came out at number 30 at the Rumble and then didn't win. I understand for heel heat why he did it, but I would have avoided it to keep him separate from the title for the time being and continue on his current run. But the way he choked out Dragon Lee was amazing. Really good to have Dragon Lee come out, and hopefully Gunther can spend a little bit of time not dealing with retirement angles and bring that back up throughout the year. Then, a little bit more chaos. We had the War Raiders come out and Obafemi come out unscheduled to take them out. Really like that. Obafemi's looking like a beast and that he deserves his spot on the main roster. I don't particularly like when you have a single star go over a tag team. However, this was just an assault, so it's absolutely fine. And Obafemi is more than capable of taking out probably every tag team in the division. Then we got our first Finn promo, all about the respect he's getting or not getting in the WWE. Really like Finn Balor, and I'm glad that they're doing something with him storyline wise, a bit more than just being a member of the Judgment Day. He is not going to beat CM Punk in the build up to WrestleMania, given what happens later in the show. But it's a good match for Punk to have at Elimination Chamber, so he doesn't have to take part in the Chamber. Then following on from the Rumble, we had the return of the Bella Twins. Did notice their hair is different colours now, so they can't quite pull out twin magic at the moment, slightly easier to tell them apart. They made a pitch for being the women's tag team champions, something I agree with. I do not think they're better than the current tag team champions, but I do think they're a really good, fun team. It would be good to have them on the tag team title records. And they are stars, gives them something to do, and puts a little bit more star power in what is an already stacked women's tag team division. We then had a backstage segment, Netflix cross promotion with Alpha Academy and Burt. One of Joe's Brogans. I don't mind the cross promotion, I understand why they do it. I don't want Alpha Academy to win next week. I want the Usos to keep it all the way up to WrestleMania. I think Jay is going heel, but I want it to be a much slower burn. and something to really power through the after WrestleMania lull. We've also got Natty against Maxine scheduled for next week. I know Maxine's been doing well and was beating Natty in the training videos, but I want Natty to win and go on a little bit of a run. Will she? We then have Penta against Bronson Reed. A good dominant showing by the Vision, and then LA Knight comes out for the save. Then we've got the return of Dominic Mysterio, current AAA champion, current Intercontinental champion, future WWE champion, but probably not this year. He will also turn into a massive face at some point, but I think don't rush it. This led to the rest of the Judgment Day coming out and leading into our women's title match. This was Stephanie Vaquer against Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. Prior to this angle, absolutely love Stephanie Vaquer, wouldn't have had the title coming off her up until at least Mania. Given the angle and given that Liv Morgan won the title, I would have made a change here. I would have continued Stephanie's recent injury that she had with her ankle. I would have continued her wearing that boot even into this match. I would have had Raquel focusing on the leg and using it to remove some of the tools from Vaquer's arsenal. I would then have Raquel Rodriguez be the champion and then give Liv something to think about. Have Liv go to SmackDown and potentially challenge Jade Cargill, but ultimately realise that's a bad idea and she's going to keep it within the Judgment Day. Keep Raquel as the heel, and I would have turned Liv face, and I believe she will be the face at WrestleMania, which potentially sees us having a face v face match at WrestleMania. Of course, you could always use the Elimination Chamber to change the title. There was possibly a DTA chant after the match finished. I'm not sure. I don't know how it fit, other than saying don't trust anybody, but I think it was there. We then had a second Finn promo. They're obviously taking him seriously, but he's going to lose against Punk. And then finally, put your ones up for Roman Reigns. He returned to announce who he's going to challenge, and he chose CM Punk. This is definitely the best match for Roman. It was teased at Survivor Series, and it gives Punk that WrestleMania main event I am expecting night 2. Really, really good promo from both of them. Punk saying how Roman's copying Punk, and Roman making reference to Punk disappearing for 10 years. This was an excellent Raw and a great start on the road to WrestleMania. But what do you think? What was the best part? And who do you think's going to win out of Roman and Punk? See you later in the week for SmackDown.